Alright guys, JT with JT Gaming here, and today we'll be reviewing the Xbox version of Rogue Company. Alright, so Rogue Company is a new competitive team-based shooter, similar in vein to Valorant. It has that CSGO feel mixed with maybe an Overwatch or a Rainbow Six Siege, where each operator has their own set of abilities, skills, and weapons. The game is a third-person shooter, and currently it has two game modes, Demolition and Strikeout. Demolition is your classic, essentially search and destroy or plant the bomb objective game mode, and Strikeout is similar to an elimination where each team has a certain number of lives. In game, they say that Demolition is the main competitive mode for the game, and I imagine that would be their ranked mode is based off of. The Rogues in Rogue Company all have a specific set of abilities and weapons, including passive abilities and perks that you can upgrade throughout a match. All of the abilities make the characters seem really unique, and it all helps them fill a certain role in a team composition. Whether it's a flanker, an upfront fighter, these abilities and weapons make each character feel unique. All of the rogues have a choice of two primary weapons, a secondary weapon, a melee weapon, two grenades, and a number of perks. Depending on the specific role they're supposed to fill, the perks and weapons will vary. Some will have up close high rate of fire SMGs, some will have DMRs, snipers, slow rate of fire assault rifles, slightly faster rate of fire assault rifles, shotguns, LMGs. There's a myriad of weapons, and they all feel really good. Time to kill isn't too long, and none of the characters seem to really reliably, fight more than one person at a time. Obviously, skill and accurate fire, as well as proper use of abilities, will help you win fights that maybe aren't skewed in your favor. But no character so far has seemed to just be able to tank their way through, because they all seem really balanced and they all fill a specific role in a team composition. The game mechanics are smooth and fluid. You can switch your shoulder very easily, switch weapons, your abilities are easy to use. I will say that for the controls though, on Xbox, I do have a problem with the melee being on the D-pad. It's right on the D-pad, which is not really very fluid when you want to melee a down opponent, or maybe you just ran out of bullets in your pistol and you really need to get that last hit in. It's very, very difficult to quickly switch to a melee to deal that last hit. The ping operates on the D-pad as well, but that's a little bit easier. Although I will say in the middle of a firefight, it's kind of a little bit hard to switch down to that. But usually if you take a second, you can ping without too much of an issue. Honestly, so far the game seems really balanced. Haven't had any real issues. They did actually recently come out with a patch that nerfed one of the characters in Scorched. She can essentially use her ability to give herself incendiary rounds. They reduced the time from 15 to 10 seconds, which I think is fair, but still keeps her really viable. Before, with the 15 seconds, she was able to use her ability, win an engagement, and then quickly move to another engagement, and still have her ability active to win that engagement as well. I think this 10 seconds makes it a little bit less likely that she is going to be able to fight, win, and then follow through to another engagement with her ability still active. Survivable, her ability helps her win 1v1s or even 2v1s sometimes, but it keeps her balanced in the sense that she can't just move around the entire map with that active firing people down. Other than that, I really haven't seen too many balance changes or issues that have come up for me. I know in some point in the past they have nerfed the lethal damage, which I think is a good play. I think right now they're in a pretty decent spot. They don't seem overpowered, but they are still very effective, and a well-placed and well-cooked frag grenade can do a ton of damage, as well as the fire grenades having area of denial effects and things like that. Okay, well, when it comes to issues for the game, there have been a couple graphical issues. Sometimes when you kill an enemy, they will T-pose, and then shift from T-posing to laying on the ground, and they're like almost phasing in and out. And there have been a couple issues where button inputs aren't properly set. Sometimes one of the characters places a shield down, you have to press left and right button to bring up the shield and right trigger to place it. But then sometimes you'll press left and right button and it'll just place the shield automatically. I'm not even sure which is the right way. As well as C4 specifically can be very tough to throw and detonate. Sometimes you press left button to throw, left button to detonate. Sometimes you press left button to throw it, left button, right trigger to detonate it. Some of the inputs just seem a little bit off right now, but they're few and far between, and for the most part I haven't seen any crashes or anything like that. No disconnects, the servers seem fine. I will say there have been disconnects on the other team and people that go AFK and things like that, so I'm not sure if there's disconnects happening because of Rogue Company or people are just leaving games. But so far, me and the three friends that I play with haven't had any issues with any kind of disconnects or anything like that. So far they have come out with some balances. some nerfs and buffs and bug fixes. They actually just released a new map as of yesterday, I believe. So the support for the game is great. I mean, they've come out with a new map. They're fixing and balancing things like that, which is awesome. I mean, the game is still technically in beta, so it's nice to see them putting in the work and putting in the work quickly, especially when they're adding new content. And that's just something you love to see in a game like this. You want it to be supported, you want it to be balanced, and you want it to be updated. New maps, game modes, rogues, all of that stuff is going to keep the game fresh and exciting for everybody to continue playing it, especially once they come out with their ranked mode. And honestly, I cannot wait to see what new rogues they come out with. They all seem so unique right now, and I really just hope that they avoid any kind of power creep. I know there can be issues with that. I know Siege kind of got a little bit crazy towards the end. They're adding in new operators that are just far and away better or far and away more fantastical than the operators that you originally had in Siege. So I just hope that they keep it balanced and they avoid that power creep so everybody kind of stays viable all the time. Because right now it's awesome. Team composition is great. You can fill roles with a bunch of different characters. Everyone is viable. Everyone is good to use. The only person that I don't really like using personally is Phantom, who's the sniper. It's just not my playstyle. But she does have maps where she's good in, and she has maps where she's bad in. Everybody is balanced for the role that they are supposed to fill in a party. Honestly, I love this game. I get burnt out a lot when I play hyper competitive shooters like this. I played Rainbow Six Siege for a while, and I got burnt out. I haven't played Valorant, and I do play Overwatch. But I just get a little bit burnt out sometimes. And I put 20 hours in this game, and I see no signs of stopping. I love it. It's absolutely so much fun to play. The engagements are balanced. The rogues are balanced. The time to kill is perfect. And no one seems overpowered. Strategy is really key, and it's great when you're in a party of just 4 people, and you can figure out what you're doing and plan and do things like that. Some of our best matches have been that have gone to all the way to 13 rounds, tied to 6-6 going into the last round. Whoever wins it wins it. I have a blast playing it. I don't ever feel cheated. Obviously, I get frustrated, but who doesn't in games like these? And I really, really, really love the feel of this game. I love the rogues. I love everything about it. The maps are great. The only map I don't like is Windward, and it's just kind of weirdly laid out, and it's really made for Phantom, who's the sniper, to just kind of ruin your day. There's things that I've noticed about the maps the more I play it. There's a lot of different ways to go about things. Zip lines in places that I didn't know there were, places that you can drop that might be not in that main area, but you can still make it to them. So there's things about the map that I'm learning still as I play, and I've played the maps a fair amount of times. I will say that the map rotation seems a little bit weird. Sometimes I get on and I just feel like I play the same 3 maps every match, which can be frustrating, especially because like a lot of the maps are really cool. So I definitely don't want to be stuck on the same 3 maps all evening while I'm playing. Granted, I will say once they added that new map, it was the first map I played, which I don't know if they did that on purpose, but it is great. I do love the new map. It has a really good feel to it, and I love that they're still supporting it. Disclaimer though, there are microtransactions in the game. You can buy premium currency for Rogue Company, but so far I haven't seen anything that you can buy with it besides some of the operators or the rogues. But you can buy rogues with the in-game currency as well that you earn through matches. I got the $15 version of the game, so I had 2 extra rogues unlocked, but I was actually able to buy another rogue already. And if I wanted to, I could buy another one right now, but I am saving up for one of the more expensive rogues. So it's really not impossible to get new rogues, and you don't need to buy the premium currency. I will say that there will be cosmetics. There are ways to customize your wingsuit and your operator, as well as weapon skins and things like that. But I haven't really seen any of those in the game besides one that come with whatever edition of the game you bought. Obviously, we're all aware of Valorant's $100 gun skin, and I really hope Rogue Company steers away from things being that expensive. I really don't have a problem with customizable microtransactions that are just specifically aesthetics, but I do have a problem when they're going to be $100. Now, personally, I haven't played Valorant. Obviously, I'm not sure exactly what it all entails. I know you get a couple of different weapon skins for all the different weapons if you buy the big packs. But I think $100 for a weapon skin is too much. And I understand that coding that stuff is difficult and all that creating and stuff. But $100 is not really acceptable to me. And I know that we have said, as gamers, that aesthetic, not game-changing microtransactions and cosmetics and stuff are fine. But I think we also need to recognize that there is a limit to that. So hopefully Rogue Company steers away from that. So far I haven't seen anything that seems outrageous. And so far everything I've seen as far as like the extra unlockable rogues can be bought with in-game currency that you earn yourself. So hopefully you can do that also with some of the cosmetics, and that the cosmetics aren't too crazy expensive. Obviously they're not in there right now, so I can't say, maybe I'll have a video where I come back and recant some of my statements. But so far, it doesn't really seem very predatory. The game seems really balanced. They have a bunch of editions out right now. I think the lowest one is $15. And I definitely think the game is worth $15 easily. Plus, you get the 2 unlocked characters and some weapon skins with that $15 as well. Although the game will be free to play coming soon. So, I mean, if you're interested in it, but you're not sure if you want to pull the trigger, you can just wait for it to come out as free to play. Also, keep in mind, the game is cross-platform. So it's on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and I think even the Nintendo Switch. And you are all pooled into the same group. You can turn crossplay off. It definitely makes matchmaking a lot quicker, and you get to play with everybody, which means if you have, buddies on PlayStation or on PC or on Xbox and you're on a different console, you'll be able to play with them pretty much no matter what system that you have and that they have, which I think is a great touch. I mean, it is nice to keep matchmaking times down. Definitely adds longevity. And it helps people kind of play with everyone. I definitely enjoy it. I will say I play on Xbox, though, and sometimes I definitely can tell when someone's using a mouse and keyboard. Just keep in mind that there will be PC players in your games if you have cross-platform enabled. You don't have to, but I definitely think it increases the wait times a little bit. So if you're okay with waiting a little bit of extra time to not play with other people, then that's completely fine, and feel free to do that. But I really think it's nice to keep wait times low, keep games full, and keep kind of the action going. I mean, I think the longest I've ever had to wait to start a match was like 35 seconds. You can get in and out of games really quickly, and it's really nice to just be able to jump in, play a game, and honestly, they last a pretty decent amount of time. I mean, you can probably do, on average, I would say probably 15-20 minutes per match, depending on how they go. Sometimes they're a lot quicker, depending on how much better the team is, one of the teams is than the other. It's really, honestly, it's so much fun, and I cannot wait for them to put out ranked. They are going to have bios for all the characters, all the rogues. There's some stuff missing still, and they're definitely going to be probably new maps coming soon. I'm excited to see what new rogues they have. I'm excited to see some of the skins they have for the characters and how much they cost and if you can buy them with in-game currency. All I'm going to say is this game is fun. And yet, like all competitive shooters, it can be a little bit frustrating, but it's a blast. I mean, all the rogues feel great. It's really fun, and $15 if you're really interested in the game. If you're on the fence, it should be free to play soon. So just keep your eyes out. I hope to see you guys out there. All right, if you like this review and want to see more like it, feel free to like and subscribe. If you want to ask any follow-up questions, feel free to comment below or come hang out when I'm live on Twitch, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday night, plus Saturday mornings. There's a Twitch link down below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.